Hi, Dr. Baker. Today I'm going to be talking about my oral presentation, which I did it over the dark web. And I chose this topic because I always found it interesting because of how broad it is and how it changed over the years that I always wanted to do more research about it. So, what is the dark web exactly? The dark web is a hidden deep web that requires a specific browser to visit due to security. And the dark web contains stuff that you wouldn't normally find on the World Wide Web, like on Google or Yahoo. And it has a lot of stuff that the normal person would feel traumatized seeing. Like drug sales, human trafficking, things like that. And the dark web was created by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or the DARPA, for the U.S. government to communicate securely and anonymously. And it was supposed to be used originally for U.S. spies to communicate together without being seen and to be hidden from the public eye. But now it has become a dangerous place due to those human trafficking and fraud attacks that it's hard to use without having that fear of your data being hacked or seeing stuff that normally would not be safe to see. So, why did people take advantage of the dark web? The dark web was promoted as a dual landscape where individuals would use its privacy enhancing features to legitimate purposes while simultaneously engaging in illegal activities, highlighting the complex interactions between technology, privacy, and criminal behavior in modern digital environments. In other words, people took advantage of the data and how people realized that it's a place where the security of the dark web has become so strong and advanced that people nowadays don't have that fear of getting caught while using the dark web. And because of that, people felt safe doing those illegal activities such as selling drugs. And the dark web is also a hub for transactions involving cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which offer an untraceable method of payment, making it an illegal but easy way to get these payments, which basically means people can find it easy to find or buy those Bitcoins, those cryptocurrencies that normally would be expensive to buy elsewhere, like in the regular market. It would be thousands, hundreds of dollars to buy just a Bitcoin, but on the dark web, people can sell it as cheap as maybe $5. It doesn't matter the price, but just people find it. People who went on the dark web to get the cryptocurrencies found it a much easier way to get access to those cryptocurrencies without having to pay all that money to buy those cryptocurrencies. People also took advantage of it because certain information and websites that would normally be restricted on, say, Google or Yahoo, were easily accessible on the dark web, and they would access it whether to promote their freedom of speech, where normally what they want to say wouldn't be normal to say on regular web, and it's just made it more convenient for people to contact these people on the dark web to do what is found convenient for them. So what is the dark web used for exactly? According to the article, the dark web, what is it and how does it work, by Michael Mark, it states that the dark web has many terrorist groups using the web to take advantage to coordinate and push their ideas of freedom of speech without the criminal activities. Otherwise, they could try to push propaganda that normally wouldn't fly on the real web and would maybe be taken down immediately due to certain propaganda, certain freedom of speech being seen as an attack in a way on, say, the U.S. government, for example. And it's something that normally would be frowned upon because sometimes people view free speech isn't really free. But also in the article, The Dark Web Analysis by Simon Ritskin, it talks about how the security of the dark web has become dangerous because of the dangerous malwares, cyber attacks that have become so dangerous to where our personal information has become vulnerable to almost any hacker on the dark web. Meaning that, say, your credit card, your social security numbers, even your address, etc., things like that have become vulnerable to people who maybe would auction off those informations on the dark web for money towards people who would maybe use that information for no good, maybe hacking those people's bank accounts, and etc. And that information would be seen as easily accessible on the dark web due to those hackers. How does the law enforcement use it? Law enforcement usually go undercover on the dark web, posing as buyers or sellers on illegal marketplaces to fish out these buyers or sellers so that they can try to maintain these people and control the buyers and catch these people so that stuff like this on the dark web would be controlled, maybe even die out, with these officers going undercover to catch these people that are doing all these things and catching all this stuff. And agency monitors dark web forums, marketplaces, and chat rooms to track criminal activities and gather intelligence on ongoing operations and see if they can receive more information on ongoing crimes. Meaning that agencies would usually try to see if they can see if there is people who would basically brag about certain crimes in chat rooms or basically talk about certain crimes that they did to other people, so it would be easier to see if the person who did it correlates not only to their crime, but also see if they can catch the person, see where they're at, and also gather data to use in court and catch them out and basically have evidence to use against these people in ingoing crimes. The structure of the dark web is often referred as hidden services because they do not reveal the physical locations of the servers hosting them normally. Meaning that normally with the dark web and the browsers that people use to access the dark web, normally it's hard for the servers to access these locations due to the VPN like services that it usually helps people remain anonymous within the community to prevent any information going out that people wouldn't want to go out on, say, the regular web and stuff like that. But despite the structure supporting privacy, the dark web poses significant risks. It is a haven for illegal activities, including drug trafficking, weapon sales, human trafficking, and various forms of cybercrime. Meaning that these stuff has become so normal on the dark web because of the security becoming so powerful that despite people remaining anonymous, that normally those drugs and weapon sales has become so strong due to people getting away with it, and normally stuff like that wouldn't, but because the risks of the crimes has become virtually wiped out due to the dark web's security, they don't have that fear anymore. And because of that, they can almost get away with it. But what are the ethical uses of the dark web? One ethical way of using the dark web would be to use it for digital privacy, encryptions, and online security. Insights and strategies for protecting personal data and combating surveillance, and some people find it a safe way to use their freedom of speech without worry. In other words, meaning that people might go on the dark web to try to wipe out certain information that they maybe don't want to be accessed, or maybe they want, say, they want protection, so they might try to buy certain surveillance to keep themselves safe. But as well, people might want to go on the dark web to maybe talk about certain things that normally they might not feel comfortable talking about on the normal web. But also, it could be a place to advocate for digital rights, internet freedom, and civil liberties. And the dark web could discuss its policy issues, awareness, and campaign for legislative changes, meaning that despite the illegal activity, people can try to bring attention to these illegal activities and issues, and with the issues being brought up, they can make changes to where the dark web can maybe become a safe place to where people can maybe talk about whatever they need, and maybe become a place where good can be done instead of these harmful illegal crimes like human trafficking. And in regions where access to information is restricted or censored, the dark web can provide a platform for individuals to access uncensored news, academic resources, and educational material. Otherwise, meaning that maybe people can try to find those articles that normally that they couldn't find on the normal library, or or those books for the essays they had to write, etc. What is the future trend and development of the dark web? Despite the wrongful uses of the dark web may see advancements in encryption techniques and anonymization tools and decentralized networks providing better privacy and security for users. Meaning that normally for people who might feel more vulnerable to these malware attacks or etc., it can become a place where, with the technological advancements that are being made today and on the dark web, it can become a place where people can maybe go to purchase a better VPN-like service and have their information protected without fearing that their information could be leaked. And innovations in cybersecurity and privacy technologies could lead to new tools and services designed to protect users on the dark web. Now, it could be almost anything that people need, whether it be VPNs, or it could be technological advancements where people could select regions of the world where they would want to put their devices on, whether, say, if people want to use Japan services or the UK services for stuff like Netflix or YouTube videos they can't access, and they want to access those videos that might be more open to other regions, etc. Conclusion. The dark web remains a complex and evolving digital landscape, offering both opportunities and challenges for users worldwide. As technology advances and societal attitudes evolve, the future of the dark web will continue to be shaped by innovation, regulation, and ethical consideration. However, the dark web also hosts unlawful activities posing risks to users and society at large. necessitating vigilance in cybersecurity measures and regulatory responses, meaning that despite the advancements in technology and software, there might always be that corner of the dark web where those illegal activities will continue to grow, whether it be human trafficking or drug sales, etc. With the security evolving today, so will the people's methods of staying hidden, meaning that no matter how hard people try to maybe gain new advancement, people will always try to work around that because they still want to maybe try to make a living and maybe have that cornerstone where they can make anything work, or maybe wanting to basically keep their places safe, possibly. And yeah, and these are my sources, and that's pretty much all I have today.